The meaning behind the album title Bionic is very layered. It means to me having bionic body parts, in particular the vocal cords are highlighted in the album artwork. There's a little songbird in there that sings through metal pipes, and they happen to be horns and speakerphone. It's a very cool and complicated drawing by D-Face, one of my favorite graffiti artists. And then you have Bionic coming from the notion of just being super highly electronically charged and excited about the future. And it also is a way that I see women. We are superhuman in so many ways. We give birth, we give life, we do it all, and we wear many different hats. We work at the same time, we raise our families, we hold down our forts, and becoming a new mom since then has also contributed to the bionic meaning of the album. The collaborations for Bionic were so fun for me. Literally, I had to have a little encouragement along the way, because I get a little starstruck and excited when it comes to people that I really admire and respect as artists. And my husband was like, if you love these guys so much, why don't you reach out to them? And had to give me a little nudge to get me to really reach out and see if they wanted to work with me or not, which is a little nerve-wracking, but everything went amazing. I reached out to Lady Tron and Sia, who I was a big fan of working with her work with 07, which I'm a huge fan of. There's La Tigra and Peaches and Goldfrapp that I reached out to. There's who else? There's the producers of MIA and Sanagold, who I'm also a huge fan of, that I ended up collaborating as writing partners with, and it was just a super fun ride in working with all of them. And I approached the whole sort of meeting process by telling them, I'm a huge fan of yours. I would love to collaborate and work together and step a little into your world, or a lot into your world, and see what you're all about and connect with you musically in your world. And coughing during my interview, really? Shoot him! I wanted to step into their world and then combine that with my sound and my vision for the record, and it was magic. It was pure magic, so it was super fun. My creative process is pretty complicated. For one, my husband always says, creative process is to shit all over yourself, and then what comes out is gold, which is complimentary and the truth at the same time, because I torture myself in many ways because I'm an extreme perfectionist and overachiever. And it's presented in many different ways for me. Sometimes it's organic and really raw vocally and musically and very driven by emotion and vulnerability. And then there's another side of it that comes out and is very empowering and wanting to empower other women and wanting to tell stories about my past and being aggressive, coming out of it, and light at the end of the tunnel as far as other messages are concerned. That's always my base for creativity and what I'm inspired lyrically to do. And on this record, I got to venture off into feeling a little more comfortable with my initial pop roots of a decade ago, and make a really fun pop record, but sophisticated and grown in the way that I have over the past 10 or so years. It's a really, really fun ride, and my creative process also starts visually with a lot of mood boards that I create, constantly ripping out of magazines and having a zillion post-its everywhere, accumulating ideas over the years and keeping them all sort of organized in a way, and then I end up making these huge collages with tacks and poster boards and showing them to the producers and saying, this is what I'm going for, this is the look, let's make the audio to this look. And that's how we sort of initially go in, and I work with these people because with every record I've reinvented myself each and every time, and I get inspired sort of during the touring cycle of the previous record for what the next one's going to be. Constantly, you know, being on the road and being inspired by new sights and sounds and people that I meet. You know, it's all part of the storytelling for me, and then taking a break and absorbing all of it and then putting it into words and sound. So it's all a journey for me, and it's all part of the creative process. Initially, the reason I wanted to make a futuristic departure was, you know, I had this initial vision for myself since I was heavily inspired by Prodigy when I was 15 years old, and I heard their record and I was slapped across the face, and I said, what is this, and how can I get my hands on it? And I knew at that point at 15 I wanted to make a futuristic sounding record, the same way that I knew at a young age, you know, I wanted to make a inspiration record, paying tribute to the soul and blues and jazz artists and musicians that had inspired me at a super young age. You know, I knew that every record I wanted to have a different perspective, and I knew it was the right time and place to do it because of my child and thinking about the next generation in the future.